Okay, now for 8.7, page 170, I have to apologize, boys and girls. I forgot to tell you about this page. So if you were confused, that's quite all right. We're going to go over every single problem, so you'll get kind of an instruction here. Now, box number one says circle the hundreds place. Now, we're looking at 3-digit numbers. There are 3 digits, 3 numbers to make up a whole number here. So we have 3 different place values. This is why place value is important. So the first number is our ones. The second is our tens. And the third is our hundreds. Now the reason I say third, and it's really in the front, is because we want to count from right to left, or we want to look from right to left. So our first place value is our ones, then it's tens, then it's hundreds. So we should have that first number circled in each of these 3-digit numbers, okay? So you have 200s, you have 100s, you have 900s, you have 300s. If you were to write a base 10 block for 205, you would have 2 flats. Now that's a bad looking flat, but it's 2 flats, okay? Now for number 2, it says Carlos bought 3 pencils. So we know Carlos bought 3 pencils, so I went ahead and I drew 3 pencils down here. It says each pencil cost 10 cents. Well, after knowing that, I said 10 cents, 10 cents, 10 cents. I labeled each pencil as 10 cents. It says how much did Carlos pay? Well, now it says how much, so I have to add them. I need to find the total. So I went plus plus. 10 plus 10 plus 10 equals 30. Now, it gave us 2 options. It told us to write it in cents, and it told us to write it in dollar-cent notation. So if we just wrote it in cent notation, we have 30 cents, okay? Now, if it's in dollar-cent notation, I want to point out this decimal point right here. This decimal point is what we would call it and. We would say and when we say dollar and cent notation. So first we say how many dollars we have. Now, if we have 30 cents, do we have a full dollar? No, we don't have a full dollar. So we would put a 0 here because we have $0. And how many cents do we have? 30 cents. So $0 and the decimal point is and 30 cents. Okay? Now, number 3, remember when we did a little bit with symmetry? Now this is what number 3 is, so it's going back to symmetry. Now, none of us are necessarily professional artists, so it's okay if you aren't exactly the same, but it's the idea of thinking symmetry, how there are 2 exactly the same parts. There are 2 equal parts. Symmetry is like fractions. Now, it says for number 4, use a straight edge, draw line segments to make a polygon. Now, a polygon is a shape that has straight edges and no round edges. So it can't be a circle. It has to be like a square, a rectangle, but it doesn't exactly have to be that. You could really draw any shape like I did here, as long as it has straight edges, there are no rounds, and all the sides close. So all my sides close. They touch another side, another line segment, and they make a straight edge with no round edges. Okay, so this is my shape. It's really nothing. It's just a random shape. So I hope you guys had fun with that one too. That'd be fun to see some of your shapes. Now with number 5, it says label the box, add 3 names. Now, I looked at the coins. I know a nickel's worth 5 cents, so I put a 5, no, a 1, 1, and a 1, because these are pennies. Now, I'm going to pound on 5, okay? Now, I'm adding my pennies, 6, 7, 8, okay? So that's 8. 8 is in the box. I know that 18 minus 10 is 8, because let's take a look. Look at our place values. What number is in our place value of tens for 18? It's a 10. How many are we taking away? 10. So let's just go ahead, take away that 10, and we're left with an 8. Okay? Now, I wrote it out in word form. This is what 8 looks like. Honestly, it kind of looks different. It has that silent G and H, that long I sound, or that long E sound because of it. So this can kind of connect back to our language arts or our literacy. So this is 8 in word form. I wrote out 8 individual cubes, like base 10 blocks. Then I did 4 plus 4. Remember, skip counting by 4s. 4, 8. 4 plus 4 is 8. And then multiplication. Now, skip counting is like multiplication. So you guys might think you don't know how to multiply, but really you do, and you just didn't know it. So if we did skip counting, 4 times 2, because there are 2 4s, right? So 2 4s, 4 times 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4 times 2 equals 8. 4 times 2 equals 8. All right, now for box number 6, let's take a look. It gives us base 10 blocks. So it gives us a group here. It says minus this group here. So in this first group, I counted out the ones first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I wrote a 7 right above it. Then I counted out the tens. There are 1, 2 tens. So I wrote a 2 there. Now, all I did, I went zoop. I just put the numbers together, and I have 27 now. Now, this 2 is really a 20, remember, because these are tens. But it's a 2 that's going to hold a place value of the 10, so 27. Now, if we go down here, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6. We have no tens. Notice, 0 tens, so we just have a 6. So it's 27 minus 6. And now, you might notice that I wrote a 0 to hold the place value for the tens down here. Now, I'll let you know in a little bit why it's important, but let's take a look at our ones first. So if we have 7 ones minus 6 ones, 7 minus 6 equals 1. So 1 is in our place value, or 1's place value. Now, look at our tens place value. We have 2 and, remember, a 0. Now, I wrote a 0 just for the sake of holding a place value. Some of you may actually say, you know what, that's kind of just a waste of time. I know that 2 minus 0 is going to be 2, so I'm not even going to write 2. But I do that just as a friendly reminder. I think it's a good thing to do until we really have just mastered the skill. So 2 minus 0 leaves us with a 2 in the tens place value. So our answer is 21. Okay, so that ends the review portion of yesterday's math. And then please check out my instructional videos for today's math. All right.